Hi guys, and welcome back to the Cassie project. So this week we are starting a brand new series and I have been waiting for this book to arrive for so long. This is Draw Your Own Adventure by Chloe Rose from Chloe Rose Art, and it finally arrived. Yay! I've been waiting for this prompt book to come for such a long time. If you haven't heard of it, it's a very unique twist on a prompt book. It kind of follows a story, and yeah, I'm super excited to get started. Firstly, the cover is absolutely gorgeous. It is filled with these beautiful illustrations and I just love what Chloe has done with it. So let's open up this gorgeous little book. We are greeted by a few little introductory pages and there's a little naked pencil here, so I've got to colour that one in straight away. I'm going to use my Ohuhu colouring pencils and I'm using a bright red because it's my favourite colour. So the next page gives us this introduction and it kind of sets the scene for the story. It gives us a bit of background, a little bit of history. It's got that little bit of a D&D vibe where you've got to study that history and the background before you can go into the actual story, which I really, really like. And I think she's just got such a lovely imagination and it just gets you so excited to start this book. For thousands of years, artists have abandoned their sketches. Incomplete artwork and doodles are left to collect dust, creative potential with nowhere to go. These incomplete drawings get sent to the lost sketches realm, and if you aren't careful, you may find yourself drawn to its doorways. These doorways are sometimes disguised as a simple sketchbook, and the only way to escape is to complete it. You have been warned. As I revealed this first prompt, I immediately wanted to use my alcohol markers. I thought, this might work. It's very thick paper, but there's actually a prompt behind this page. So if we get bleed through, it will completely ruin the illustration on the next page, which I really don't want. So we're going to test it first. We're going to create a little bit of a swatch page. We're going to make it quite cute. And I'm going to start off with those alcohol markers to see if they bleed through. Oh. No, it does. It bleeds through. I mean, this is the thing with alcohol markers, they bleed through every paper. That is gutting, but it's kind of what I expected. It's a shame. I thought this paper might hold up because it felt like marker paper. Never mind. We still get to use lots of other art supplies as well anyway. So now I know that the Artex acrylic markers won't bleed through, but I wanted to make this page look all cute and pretty with all these different sample pieces. So I've put my acrylic markers on there. We're trying out a bit of watercolour, making sure it can work on this paper, and it feels okay so far. And then of course I'm going to do my pencil crayons as well. These are the main things that I will probably be using in this book. This page is filled with books. We're going to put away the alcohol markers, which is fine, and instead I'm going to grab my watercolour palette and I'm going to paint each one of these spines. Now I went very random for this page. In real life I probably would have gone in alphabetical order or some sort of colour order. So let me know in the comments what you would paint yours in. How do you organise your books at home? How would you organise them on paper? Surprisingly, I managed to colour in all these spines without too much mess. There was a couple of books that I went outside the lines on, but I used a number 2 paintbrush and I tried not to use too much water, so I had lots of control, and it worked out really nicely and kind of sped up the process in a way as well. So let's get back to this story. You find a small bookstore in a quaint town. The book spines appear blank, so you draw the spines to look like some of your favourite books. In the middle of the stacks, you notice a red book. Drawn to it, you pick it up. So to make that red book in the middle stand out, to make it look like you want to pick it up, I decided to add this gorgeous yellow surrounding it. I used my pencil crayons to start with, and then I added a bit of acrylic markers to kind of cover up some of the books next to it, added some sparkles throwing off it, and I think it really stands out. It makes you want to grab that book from the shelf. I'm really quite proud of that one. It was very unique. Instead of it just being a colouring page, it was something more. I had to really think outside the lines. I didn't just colour it in, I added a story to it, which I really liked. Let's have a little look at the next page. This one is calling out Artex markers to me. It's going to be so much fun to colour in with the acrylic markers. In the blink of an eye, you were drawn inside the book and met with a strange looking bear with bad fashion sense.
Hello, my name is Berlin. You opened my sketchbook. I've been trapped here in the lost sketches realm with no way out. I tried to buy another sketchbook without completing the last 4 I had, so this one has me trapped until I finish it. Please help me complete my sketches so we can both get out of here.
So I have been pulled into this adventure. I have to finish this sketchbook now because otherwise this poor little Berlin guy is going to be stuck in this sketchbook forever. I love the style of this book. It's so different and so unique, and it really pushes you to want to go through this book as if it's like a story. You don't want to put it down, which I just think is wonderful. So the next page requires a little bit more of a plan. Suddenly, Berlin is gone, and in his place is a bizarre bouquet of balloons, birds, and floating rockets appears. Attached to it is your favourite possession. You know, the first thing you'd save in a fire if you had to. Now, what would I save? What would you save? Let me know in the comments what you would save if there was a fire. I think that I know what I would save. So meet Elf Fruit. Elf Fruit was my very first cuddly toy when I was born. So she is 34 years old, and yeah, I've sewn her up in many places even when I was a young child, so the stitching is quite adorable. She is an elephant and she's got fruit on her skirt, and that's why I called her Elf Fruit. Isn't it genius? So I've drawn out Elf Fruit, but she's sat on a box. This box is really special as well because it contains all the things from my wedding and my engagement. So I've got my wedding dress in there, my wedding shoes, my bouquet, and it's also got all the things from my engagement. My engagement was just so special because my husband created a personalised treasure hunt especially for me. So I would have to travel from place to place collecting these letters and gifts, and as I worked through this treasure hunt I eventually found myself at a church in my favourite dress, and there was Tom stood at the end of the aisle and he was down on one knee, and it was so special. So obviously I had to keep all the gifts and all the letters and all those things from that treasure hunt, and it's upstairs in a very special box, and that is definitely the box I would save. Now it is time to match all these lovely colours, so I've tried to match them as closely as possible using my Artex pens to make her look as accurate as I could, and I think it worked out really nicely. I could definitely recognise her straight away, and I even added the terrible stitching. I had this moment where I was like, oh my gosh, Elf Fruit, you could be a sticker in my very own shop, and I just got so excited because I was like, oh, it's just, I don't know, it just felt so good to bring my childhood cuddly toy to life in sticker form. It was just too precious to me. So I've done it. I've created this gorgeous little sticker that you will see on the screen. I love her so much. She's so pretty. I'm getting higher and higher pitched. So she is now available in my shop at thecassieprojects.co.uk. I coloured in that lovely little wedding box in this lovely sage green colour, and then I brought back all the line work using my Ohuhu Fine Line app. Now this is my 1.0. I must say this is just, it's the best. It's replaced my Posca marker, which is crazy. You probably have noticed that I always use a black Posca marker to outline my artwork when I've used acrylic markers. And that's because it just goes over the acrylic paint really nicely, because it is acrylic paint. I've never found a fine liner that can go over acrylic markers and not just dry out immediately. And this 1.0 is so juicy and gorgeous, and it's kind of got like a felt tip kind of nib as well. It's so neat, so delicious, and it doesn't dry out, and it's the pen. I love it. So I just had to share that with you guys because I'm very, very happy about it. And to finish it off, we're going to colour in this lovely bouquet of balloons, rockets and birds. And I think we just entered the mind of Chloe a little bit. It wasn't just a bouquet of balloons, it was bizarre and wonderful, and I really love her imagination coming through in this book. Once you're done drawing it, the balloon, rocket, bird bouquet shoots off into the sky, with you holding on. Slowly, the balloons begin to pop and the birds fly away, and you're left on the ground. You notice a woman in red looking out at what used to be a beach. It seems faded away. You take it upon yourself to bring back the ocean and sand. Isn't this story just so wonderful? Honestly, I'm just so happy. Using my Artex pens, I went in with a very dotty, dashy motion, and I blended the 3 different blues together using this technique. It also created this wave-like texture. I then added that white foam to the beginning part of the sea, and then little bits in the distance to make it look like there were waves. And this is splashing against this lovely yellow sand colour. I added a woody brown to the swing set, and then I moved on to the next part of the prompt. Then you draw a picnic basket on the swing next to the woman. I created this cute little wicker basket and popped in some wine and some apples and some crisps, and then I went in with my black fine liner to go around everything. I wanted it all to look cohesive. I even went around the red lady as well. Now, to finish this off, I added a watercolour sky. I used a blue moving into that lovely pinky purple colour. It did bobble up a little bit. It kind of created this weird texture, but it was absolutely my fault. I added far too much water to it, which I wouldn't usually do in a prompt style book, but I just wanted to see how this thicker paper would hold up. The watercolour worked absolutely fine when I didn't use too much water, so I've just got to do that in the future. But it dried absolutely fine though. Let's move on to the next page, which kind of reminds me of some of my monochrome paintings that I've done in my sketchbook. It kind of just got me really excited. The woman in red is not moving, so you decide to peek into the picnic basket using only red, yellow and pink shades. Oh. Well, I did a boo-boo there. I didn't read that properly. I don't know why. I've used greens and blues and all sorts. I just coloured it in. I don't know why I forgot that part of the prompt. Oops. Never mind. I love how this prompt continues on. But watch out for the wasps. They might come to life the second you colour them in. Now, the straw doesn't go all the way into the drink, which really bothered me. So I took it on myself and I just continued to bring the straw into the lemonade because I just needed to. Honestly, I had so much fun colouring in this lovely page. It was very therapeutic and very enjoyable. I used my Hoo colouring pencils, and as I said before, I want to practice the art of using colouring pencils, and I took all your advice on board and tried so hard to be delicate, to layer up and to not press so hard. And I had so much more fun with shading as well. It's just making me enjoy the process so much more, and it's really fun to get to know an art supply which I'd kind of ruled out as something that I would ever use. So that is the final page that we're going to be doing in this book this week, and I absolutely adore it. I will definitely be doing more of these episodes in the future. Please let me know in the comments if this is something you want to see more of.
Oh my goodness, she was right. They did come alive.
So there you go. I really hope that you enjoyed this first episode of Draw Your Own Adventure. I had so much fun doing it and I would love to do it again. Don't forget, my Elfruit sticker is now available on my website at thecassieprojects.co.uk. Do carry on watching some more videos over here. I will pop in a binge-worthy video for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye.